presidential candidate and Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard's plan to combat coronavirus takes a unique approach, a universal basic income for every American. So in this plan, every American citizen would get $1,000 a month until coronavirus is no longer a public health emergency. She said that this solution would provide economic relief, quote, directly into the hands of every American rather than getting stuck in bureaucracy or ending up in the pockets of big corporations.
You know, a lot of attention is really focused, as is the case when there are, big crises or things that we're facing in the countries. Well, let's look at Wall Street. Let's look at these major industries. Let's look at how they can get some kind of stability. But every single time, virtually, it is the everyday American who's completely left behind holding the bag. Mm-hmm. Most Americans don't have that safety emergency bank account. Even for a short term, what to speak of if you're talking about weeks, or in this case, people are looking at potentially months. And so really looking at this universal basic payment, an emergency direct aid to every single American, I think makes absolutely the most sense. Mm-hmm. We need to go on all fronts to be able to not only bring some peace of mind to Americans that whether you have a job or you've gotten laid off or you're worried about it, or you're an Uber driver and you're working on the gig economy, or you're a freelance worker, whatever your specific circumstance is, we need to make sure that that stability is there and that people have the cash to be able to continue. That is direct economic stimulus. And you're not talking about kind of this, well, we'll wait for it to trickle down from the big, tourism industry or whatever down to the workers who really may or may not have a job.
Who may need it right now.
They do need it right now. And I think really what this comes down to, and the message that I'm driving home on Capitol Hill, is y'all are very worried about these massive corporations and what economic impact will have on them and on the Wall Street banks. We have to put the interest and the well-being of every single American at the forefront and not leave the American taxpayer once again holding the bag.
Right.